brass knuckles.
And there are the brass knuckles.
Personally.
And where the hell did Claymore get a chain?
I didn't see this, so I can't confirm. But maybe this is bad. Like I said, I think Clayball, he didn't see me.
Can't win the championships. They want to take out the Rad Boys.
Ryse fans, this is Megan here with one half of Dog Nation.
Stop. Did you see that shit out there? The scumdog couldn't even walk out on his own power. And the Rad Boys took advantage 2-on-1. Is that what fighting champions do, huh? I'm livid right now. That's why I had to bring out the chain. If those boys think they're man enough, they'll accept this dog collar match against Dog Nation. I know the scumdog's gonna be ready, because he's got that dog in him. And trust me, Rad Boys, we're going to be bringing that domination, that hydration, and 100% certification that we're going to be your new Ryse Tag Team Champions.
Afternoon, I clog out from work and need to cut loose. It's time, knock the dust off my boots. Get out, find a cure from the week's abuse. Calling all of my friends, it's gonna be a night that's never gonna end. Cleaned up and I'm ready to wow. It's been a whole week since I cracked a smile. It's time, gonna let it out.
Main event time. The Great Success have been on a mission since their inception last year to rule the roost of Ryse Wrestling. Alexander Charles has that opportunity right now. Cowpoke Paul went through a war in our 7th anniversary spectacular to unseat Ron Mathis. We're gonna find out how much that war took out of Cowpoke Paul. Because while the Great Success loves to play the spoiler, they could play the ultimate spoiler here tonight. And yes, the obnoxious Moustache of AC8 is on the line, but make no mistake about it, that's trivial. The much bigger story is that Grand Championship.
Settle in, Jim. It's about to get real loud.
This young man, in the span of just 2 short years, has propelled himself to the top of Ryse Wrestling. But the old adage will tell you that the only thing more difficult than winning a championship is defending a championship, and that is exactly what Cowpoke Paul looks to do here tonight.
Could we have more opposing competitors than these two right now? Who comes from financial royalty, AC8. Talk about picking yourself up by your bootstraps. The man who debuted against former grand champion Edric Everhart and climbed the mountain step by step, capturing hearts along the way. Your grand champion, Cowpoke Paul. Mama Cowpoke's baby boy.
Referee Nick Brown assigned this contest, displaying what is on the line here, the Ryse Grand Championship. My name's Jim Amata. He's Ty Cross. Welcome here to our Ryse YouTube channel.
AC8 got them shiny shoes on his tippies.
And Ty Cross, we're going to find out before we go off the air here who will walk in to February 9th, February 10th, the next time we're in this building. Who will walk into this building as the grand champion? Immediately, AC8 is gonna play some mind games, gonna take a stroll around the ring to try to frustrate the champion. You know, there's a lot of bravado from Alexander. You know, he tries to play dress up out here and mock his opponents. And that's all well and good, but could you imagine the humiliation if Alexander Charles comes up short here?
Well, AC8's been doing it for a long time. You gotta admit, it's been working. The entrance gear, the mocking of the opponents. I mean, he's standing here right now main eventing the first show of the year, the first event of the year with a shot at the Grand Championship. I'm standing over here in a t-shirt and a suit jacket doing commentary, so what I'm doing isn't working as well as what he's doing, I gotta admit it. No amount of mockery, no amount of bravado can make up for heart. And that's what the champ has, perhaps more than anyone else in this locker room, in this whole company.
Collar and elbow here. And you can see the hostility between these two.
And we talked before about the Rad Boys and their title defense and what kind of a matchup that could mean for your future, for your health. Or you want to talk about someone who went through an actual war of wrestling. Cowpoke Paul capturing that title from Ron Mathis in a battle unlike anything we've ever seen in this company before. Is he 100% right now?
Let's not forget, Ty Cross, these two do have some deep history. It was back in August of this year, these two collided in a high-profile matchup. It was Cowpoke Paul victorious that evening, and that is a score that Alexander has looked to settle for quite some time. In many ways, these two athletes were considered the future of Ryse Wrestling, and the argument could be made that Cowpoke Paul got there first.
Well, if they're the future of Ryse Wrestling and they're main eventing this event, I would say the future is now, Jim.
Up and over goes Charles here, as does Cowpoke. Alexander Charles puts on the brakes.
I gotta say, Cowpoke's moving well. Not showing any ill effects from last event, the anniversary show.
Notice Cowpoke hangs on to the arm drag, maintains control with the arm bar, and puts the challenger on the canvas where he can lose the matchup.
Smart wrestling, and that's something that AC8 won't admit or won't do, is pick up tips and tricks and advice along the way. AC8 thinks he knows everything. Cowpoke Paul has been learning since day one. He's had an open mind. He understands, he's humble. And that has been so beneficial to the growth of his career so far. Little things, like hanging on to that arm drag.
Well, what Cowpoke Paul is doing is maintaining control of his opponent and thus maintaining control of the matchup.
That's something you pick up from listening to people and learning from your losses and learning as you go. And I gotta think that AC8 is not willing to do that. Did you see him taking advice?
Well, that's probably the one chink in his armor, is he's so damn arrogant. But so far, as you said, he's been successful. We're gonna see how successful it's gonna take him.
Cowpoke Paul a step ahead and a step quicker so far.
Elementary but effective, a sign of a true pro. Cowpoke Paul knows how to get the most out of each and every maneuver.
Hey, you're in town! Is this a stupid mustache?
And if we do see the Blood Diamond get cheered before we go off the air here, it's humiliation that he'll deserve. Because we know that there is no low that Alexander won't sink to try to play mind games or try to add insult to injury. And speaking of insult to injury, and I'm not sure Alexander wants to exchange punches with the Cowpoke.
I mean, Cowpoke Paul's been fighting rustlers his whole life. That's the man you want to trade punches with? Hog-tied!
And the challenger is quite literally tied in a knot.
And a colon pow!
Some more insult to injury, and now 2 feet firmly in the chest.
And I don't know what's worse for AC8, is losing or being humiliated.
This guy got a stupid mustache!
Oh wait, right to the eyes.
And this is where the Cowpoke doesn't want to be. Very precarious position here.
Oh no! Cowpoke took those steel connectors right to the ribs, but it was the DDT on the apron that I think is going to really be the game changer here.
And Alexander like a pit bull in there. Alexander is a vicious, miserable individual.
You can cheer his name all you want! But I'm just doing right!
Those ribs just ate the turnbuckle, the same ribs that hit those steel connectors just a few seconds ago.
Alexander is really hyping up the aggression, which does not bode well for the Cowpoke.
Well, you only get so many shots at the Grand Championship, and this is not Alexander's first rodeo in the main event for the title, and they are few and far between, so he's turning up that aggression because he doesn't know if he loses tonight when his next shot might be. You know, if you're the champion, big suplex, wow, well done. If you're the champion and you lose your title, you're normally high up the list in line to get a shot to get your title back. But for AC8, you're in a position where if you lose here, you don't know when that next title shot is going to be coming down the line. So that's why you see the aggression turned up to 11.
And the Cowpoke's gonna fight. Paul is gonna rally. But it's obviously gonna be an uphill climb at this juncture. The tide has turned, and now we're gonna see how much of the storm the champion can weather. Ty Cross, you have defended championships in that very Ryse ring. What is the pressure like for Cowpoke Paul in his very first title defense?
When it's your very first title defense, it's the most nerve-wracking situation because everyone is going to think, you already probably have, well maybe not here tonight, but there are probably audience members that think that your win was a fluke. So for you to lose the title your first night out, what does that say about your championship reign? You gotta remember, Cowpoke Paul is a former champion prior to this, and it was not a long reign.
Bottom dropped out. You saw that Alexander let gravity do the work there.
So is the story for Cowpoke Paul someone who gets the job done but cannot follow up? And that's got to be sitting in the back of Paul's mind right now.
Absolutely. That's why there are so many high stakes in these Grand Championship matches. So much on the line for both of these athletes. Back elbow catches Alexander.
Beautiful catch in the forearm there.
Could Paul be going for the stampede?
Stampede into the running power slam.
But again, how much of this storm did Cowpoke have to weather? A lot of it's going to come down to how much Cowpoke has left in the tank right now. And they are exchanging fisticuffs. Gut check time here in the Ryse ring. Who wants to be grand champion?
Well, you gotta remember too, AC8's not just fighting for the title. He's fighting for his most prized possession. That beautiful stash.
Trust me, Ty Cross, it's that grand championship that's really at stake here. And look at the welts forming on the bodies of these two competitors. Paul trying to rally here.
inside out.
And just listen to this fight for the Grand Championship. Alexander's getting bounced around like a ping pong ball.
Do-si-do, and away we go! Shotgun lariat! I thought that would be it right there.
And for the first time in a long time, we're seeing Cowpoke Paul have to dig 1 page deeper into that playbook, trying to find out what it will take to retain the Grand Championship.
Tornado DDT. Wait, ACA put on the brakes. How impressive.
This is dangerous.
All the way to the floor. ACH showing some impressive power there to put on the brakes for that Tornado DDT. I'm sorry, Rodeo DDT. What's he thinking about? ACH, oh no! Tope through the middle rope. Both competitors go down. ACH looking to capitalize here.
And Charles may be willing to sacrifice his own well-being.
Wow!
And we could be moments
It's over!
away.
Cowpoke Paul able to kick out, unbelievable.
Moments away from a new champion, but Cowpoke Paul is going to hang on. For how long, we're going to find out.
ACA connecting with that torture rack Blue Thunder Bomb. How impressive. Followed up from that tope. I don't know what was more impressive, the move or the kick out from Paul. Oh, wait a second.
Victory roll. Shoulders
This is it right here. This is it. No. Huge running knee connects. Unreal. Each competitor, Jim, connected with one of their best moves.
These two are giving us everything they have in the name of the Grand Championship. Will 2024 be the year of Cowpoke Paul, or will Alexander Charles play the ultimate spoiler in the new year?
Super kick.
Wait a minute, Alexander's got him up. Could be going for that greatness driver. Cowpoke hanging on.
Wait a second, referee kicked right in the stomach. The driver connects.
Cover! And the frustration is visible on the face of Alexander at this point. You have to think that Alexander is questioning himself. What does he have to do to put the shoulders down for a 3 count?
Referee took a shot. Referee Nick took a shot right to the appendix. Wait a second, oh!
And Nick is out of it for sure now.
I was gonna just say how impressed I was that he bounced back, but I think maybe trying to recover from the pain. Stunner!
Look out. And where is Alexander going?
Whoa, wait a second! The new ugly is gonna say not today! Alexander Charles went to get that weapon, but Edric said it's not gonna happen! This crowd has gone ballistic! No!
Now wait a
AC8
minute.
had it scouted!
Wait a minute. Was that intentional or not? Because we've seen some questionable things from Edric Everhart
I think
in the
AC8
past
had
year.
that cutter scouted and saw the opportunity. I can't be sure.
Now Edric is getting mugged at ringside by Gregory and Gianni Michael Enrico.
Into the post.
We've got chaos in the Grand Championship matchup here. We've got total chaos and referee Nick Brown making
This is
the count.
over.
No.
The nearest of falls.
Alexander looks like he's having a stroke. And the Great Success are looking to ruin the reign of Cowpoke Paul. Here come Jarvis and Mara.
Stronghold represent here in the main event.
And Ty, we still have a Grand Championship match going on in the center,
Everhart's down, the official's down.
in the center of that ring.
You know who's not down? AC8. Looking for a backslide here. Wait! Rodeo DDT! He got it! Jim!
Cowpoke Paul has retained. It was complete and utter anarchy. Complete and utter chaos. But Cowpoke Paul has retained the championship. And that mustache will be gone from the wretched face of AC8.
There is nothing worse than shaving off facial hair in cold weather. That upper lip is about to be cold for the next few months.
Ty Cross, I think.
Oh, wait a second. I think Cowpoke thinks that cutter was intentional.
And there's some real tension here. Some serious tension because Edric Everhart, purposefully or not, almost cost Cowpoke the championship.
And Edric was saying to Cowpoke, that sort of thing happens. Not intentional, but I don't know if Cowpoke buys it.
Hey, the boss is here.
Oh, wait a second. AC8 tried to sneak out during the kerfuffle.
And what humiliation.
He's been wrangled and hogtied.
The Great Success have tortured Ryse Wrestling. What egg on the face for Alexander Charles. Charles is being sheared. The mustache is being shaved.
There are cell phones out all through this crowd to document this beautiful moment.
A public humiliation for Alexander Charles. Ty Cross, we're out of time. For Ryse Wrestling, I'm Jim LaMotta. We'll see you back here in Uniontown, February 10th. Dirty Dango will be in the house. Make sure to subscribe to Ryse Wrestling on YouTube and Ryse Wrestling on Facebook. See you next time.
Megan here with Ryse Grand Champion Cowpoke Paul after his first Ryse Grand Championship title defense. You're victorious tonight versus AC8, your nemesis for a lot of 2023. How does it feel to be victorious tonight?
Oh, I'll tell you, Megan, it feels great to...
Edric Everhart?
I never got a title shot after losing the belt. You know what that means, Paul, right?
Yeah.
February?
February 10th it is.